Rebuilding your credit score from 500 to 800 may feel like an impossible dream, but it's entirely achievable with the right strategy, discipline, and knowledge. When I first looked at my credit report, I was shocked. A score of 500 had me paying sky-high interest rates, struggling to qualify for even basic credit cards, and feeling trapped in a financial rut. I realized that improving my score wasn't just about paying off debt. It was about understanding how credit works, creating a structured plan, and using every tool available to maximize results. Over months of consistent effort, research, and trial and error, I was able to take my score from poor to excellent, opening doors to better loans, lower interest rates, and financial freedom I never thought possible. I want to give you a complete step-by-step blueprint I followed to go from a 500 credit score to 800, including everything from understanding credit factors to tactical moves banks won't explain. Today, we will talk about from 500 to 800. Credit score, my step-by-step blueprint. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. The first step in rebuilding your credit is fully understanding your current situation. Pull your credit report from all three major bureaus: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Check for errors, outdated information, and any negative accounts. Dispute inaccuracies immediately, because correcting even one error can have a surprisingly significant impact on your score. Negative items, such as late payments, collections, or charge-offs, can be challenged if they're reported incorrectly or beyond the statute of limitations. Taking control of your credit report ensures that you're working with accurate data and prevents unnecessary damage to your score as you rebuild it. Next, focus on payment history, which accounts for roughly 35% of your credit score. Consistently paying bills on time is non-negotiable. I set up automatic payments for all my accounts, including credit cards, loans, and utility bills, to ensure I never missed a due date. Even a single late payment can erase weeks or months of progress, so automation and careful monitoring are essential. For accounts that are already late or in collections, I negotiated settlements or payment plans with creditors. Many creditors will accept partial payments or allow you to settle accounts for less than the full balance. And once an account is marked as paid, it stops having a negative effect over time. Reducing your credit utilization is another critical step. This measures how much of your available credit you're actually using, and ideally, you want to keep it below 30%, though under 10% is even better. I requested credit limit increases on my existing cards, which immediately lowered my utilization without adding debt. I also strategically paid down balances before the billing cycle ended to make sure the reported balance was low. These two steps together had one of the fastest impacts on my credit score. If your utilization is extremely high, focus first on paying down balances on high-interest cards while keeping smaller balances low to create quick wins and positive momentum. Opening new credit strategically can also help improve your score, but timing and planning are crucial. Each new account increases your total available credit, which lowers utilization, but opening too many accounts at once can trigger hard inquiries and temporarily reduce your score. I spaced out applications over several months and targeted cards with zero annual fees and long-term benefits. This not only improved my utilization, but also added to my credit mix, which contributes roughly 10% to your score. Having a diverse mix of credit types, credit cards, installment loans, and retail accounts, signals to lenders that you're capable of managing different types of credit responsibly. Becoming an authorized user on a family member's or friend's well-maintained account was another tactic I used. By doing this, I benefited from their positive payment history and increased the average age of my accounts without having to open new lines of credit myself. This move created a visible lift in my score within a single reporting cycle and was especially effective when paired with lower utilization and on-time payments. It's a strategy often overlooked by people trying to rebuild credit, but can be incredibly powerful if executed responsibly. Monitoring your credit regularly is essential to maintaining momentum. I checked my score monthly and reviewed all accounts to ensure accuracy and progress. This also allowed me to track the impact of specific strategies, like paying down high utilization cards or opening new accounts, and adjust my approach if necessary. Additionally, catching errors early and disputing them immediately kept my score from being held back by outdated or incorrect information. Several times, I identified minor errors that, once corrected, contributed to measurable improvements in my credit score. Debt management is another key component. I created a structured payment plan using a combination of the debt avalanche and snowball methods. The avalanche method focuses on paying off debts with the highest interest rates first, saving money over time, while the snowball method targets smaller balances first to create psychological wins and momentum. I used a hybrid approach, eliminating small balances quickly for motivation while steadily reducing high-interest cards to minimize interest costs. This disciplined strategy allowed me to reduce my overall debt while simultaneously boosting my credit score. Building an emergency fund alongside this process is crucial. Unexpected expenses can easily derail progress if they force you to rely on credit cards again. Even a modest emergency fund prevents setbacks and keeps your repayment plan on track. I started small, with $500, and gradually increased it to cover 3 to 6 months of expenses. This not only supported my financial stability, but also gave me peace of mind, which made it easier to focus on strategic credit rebuilding. In addition, I paid careful attention to the timing of payments relative to reporting dates. Many people don't realize that credit card balances reported to bureaus are often captured at specific times during the billing cycle. By strategically paying down balances just before these dates, I ensured my reported utilization was low, giving my score a boost without additional debt reduction. Even small adjustments like this, consistently applied over months, had a surprisingly large effect. Another critical step I added later in my journey was regularly reviewing my credit inquiries and minimizing unnecessary hard pulls. Each application for new credit can temporarily lower your score. I made a conscious effort to limit new accounts to only those that offered significant benefits or high credit limits. This careful approach prevented unnecessary dips and allowed my score to climb consistently. I also avoided credit churn, the habit of opening multiple cards quickly just for rewards, because it can actually harm long-term credit growth if not managed carefully. Finally, the most important part of this blueprint is consistency and mindset. Rebuilding a credit score from 500 to 800 is not about quick fixes or shortcuts. It's about disciplined actions applied consistently over months. Every on-time payment, every strategic credit limit increase, every low utilization adjustment, and every monitored account compounded over time. By understanding how credit works, using the strategies outlined here, and maintaining focus and discipline, you can reach an excellent credit score, unlock better financial opportunities, and secure a future free from high-interest debt and financial limitations. Over time, this tactic not only improved my score, but also strengthened my overall credit profile, signaling to lenders that I was a low-risk borrower, capable of handling multiple forms of credit responsibly. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.